Hello, check out. This is right before you is the Wimo. This is by ProntoTec. It says "Learn with Fun." So what you see is the front of the box right there. As you can see, also the side as well. And then here's the other side. So there's ProntoTec on there. And the side's pretty plain, not too bad, pretty simple. And here's the backside of all the specifications you may want to know about. Tells you that contains a C72R tablet PC, and it goes all the contents pretty much. And then there's also charger, USB cable, user manual. Tells you it's also a quad-core Cortex A9 1.2 gigahertz. It's also known as a Rocket Chip 3126. That's within there as well. And there's the GPU, which is the graphics card used on Mali 400. RAM itself, there's 112 megabytes of DDR3 RAM. Not too bad. The ROM itself is 8 gigabytes of NAND flash. So there's 6 gigs available, and the rest is taken up. Then there's also micro SD boost up to 32 gigs. So pretty much it has 6 gigs of data you can, like space you can store stuff in. But I do have a 32 gig, and I just tried it out in there anyway. It's a micro SD card. Then the power source tells you about that. Battery itself inside the tablet is 2,800 mAh, which it's like around a little bit big. Around most phone sizes, like double. So the smaller phones, but most of the larger phones are closer to that around range. Now, operating system is currently the KitKat system, which is the 4.4.4, and it has 2 cameras on there, one in the front, one in the back. The front one's 0.3 megapixels, back one's also 0.3 megapixels. Network, it does Wi-Fi, so it supports for 3G as well. Then there's also sensors, or G sensors. That's how it knows which way's up, which way's down, and it tells you about the accepted formats that it can take. So it does AVI, MPGs, things like that, MP3s, and all the higher ones like WMAs. Then also pictures of JPEGs and JPGs and GIF files, BMPs, and things like that. So here it is, everything right before you. So first you have the tablet. Then you have the instruction manual right here. It tells you how to use applications basically. Not much of the the unit itself talks about, but here is an adapter. So this is a USB one in, micro USB in the other. So this is for plugging into the side of the tablet itself. Perhaps you want to plug a flash drive into it or a hard drive so you can access some data. You can do that as well. Just plug it in here. Then this is a data cable, and you access the flash drive and things like that. Overall, not bad. It comes with a micro USB charging cable. That's right here. Decent, not too bad. Or you need a wall charger. It'll charge a little faster. Now the output is 5 volts, 2 amps, so it's probably a pretty standard speed for most tablets. But it does have proprietary, necessary charging, so it's pretty small. Either way. And then of course the tablet itself. So you can see right here, I've been using it for a little bit. That's why I have all my fingerprints. I haven't wiped it off yet. But there is right here. There's this pink colored rubberized texture on it, which is nice. I mean, yet you don't worry about slipping on your hand; just stay on there. It just grips. It's not slippery at all, which is great. Then on the back side, you see right here, there's the camera right here. This is the DC input, so you plug in the wall charger into this slot up here. DC input. Then you have the USB. So everything's labeled on the outside. This is a micro USB. And then there's also the headphone jack in case you want to use straight 2.5mm headphones. Power button. Then there's also the reset button in case you need to ever reset anything. Then there's also the microphone on the side as well. So in case you want to chat with someone, you have a microphone. Then on the back side up here, there's a micro SD card slot. I have mine in there right now, so you just push it down and unclick and pop it out. And then you slide right back in and click in there. Now on the back side, there's also the speaker spot right here. This is where the sound comes out of. It comes on the back as most things do. And then there's a camera hole up top. So this part is actually, the white plastic part is actually plastic, so everything on the outside is actually rubberized, which is pink. And then for this, you just turn it on, just tap it on. That's how if you ever have it on, you just tap it, and you can pop it on. There you go. So they already defaultly have a Minnie Mouse on the front, so you unlock it. Then there's also the app button right here. This is how you access all your applications. There's a lot of pre-installed apps that are kid-friendly. I tried to install my own app, which is Pad right there, but that works just fine. I mean, just the game itself doesn't run too well on this. It's probably too new for it. So there's also a lot of pre-installed apps like Gmail, your clock, your camera. I mean, those are pre-installed and pretty standard. Then you have a lot of little children apps. Like there's a lot of counting apps dealing with math, art, things like that. For example, let me see if I can pull up the one I was using earlier. There's also different ones around. Let's just do a shape one then. So these are pre-installed apps. They're not like the full app. They'll ask you if you want to use the full app or not. But as you see, it loads through just fine. Screen itself is pretty interactive. There's no issues at all, so you want to get rid of that. So you want to play a game, that you want to learn some shapes, something like that. Say, oh, what is this? And you go through it. So let me turn up the volume for you to hear. So it's a clock.
Orange. Pizza. Pizza. Pizza.
And then you go through the next thing. So it helps you with shapes.
Stone. Egg.
But things like that, pretty easy to use. You can click the home button if you want, or if you want to close the app, pull it down, then you have the buttons in the base. So you have the screenshot button right there. Screenshot button lets you take a picture of the screen. If you want to take a picture of the screen, there you go, it saves it. Perhaps you want to change the volume, you can change the volume right here, change the volume on this side as well. So there's two sides of volume changing. If you want, you can always just grab the slider as well. Pretty easy to use. If you want to pull up the screen, you can always do that as well. If you want to close the app, you can always use that button and just swipe it down. There you go. You close the app. And then this is the app screen that kicks you on too. If you want to get rid of that, you can as well. Go back to the home screen. They have a clock array built in for you. That's a widget. Then everything. There's still, short keys are here. Again, the settings. You look at the settings itself. And then you go through all these settings in here. Like, everything is pretty standard in there. And they do have apps that will bring you to like a more kid-friendly screen as well. You have Parental Control, which is the most important thing. I mean, you may not have all the time in the world to watch your kid and see what they're really doing, and that's why you set Parental Control. There's also like kid desktop mode that I noticed was pretty cool. It's just watching the screen, free interactive. And if you want to get back to the adult screen, then you have to unlock it doing a little math problem right there, which is pretty cool. I mean, 9 times 1 is 9. Okay. There's an enter, and then you go, you're outside of that. So it kind of locks it, into a screen mode. There's also the kid mode. It tells you about the parental locks right here. So you can lock it for parental lock. You can change your, you can check your apps that are for kid mode. And that way you control what apps they play with. You can't just say, oh, you have unlimited apps. But that way you have more control, which is very important. Especially when you have, kids, you don't know what they, go run into. Especially if they have Wi-Fi. And speaking of Wi-Fi, you can access that pretty easy as well. So if you want to access it, you can actually that's just I think on this corner. You also access how to turn it on and off, like a lot of features as well. So this is really based on the operating system, but currently this is how this one works. And so let's go back to the other screen real quick to unlock it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not. Let me just turn it off. So you unlock it, you're back at that screen. So you have all these things already built into it, up to you. But let's go into settings for Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi, here's the Wi-Fi. It's searching for different Wi-Fi networks around me. That's how you connect to the internet, obviously. And of course, you notice there's no Bluetooth on this. So if you want to use Bluetooth, you use a transmitter. You transmit songs. If you want to play music from there, that works just fine as well. Now, speaking of music, you could do music. There's also a music app that's already built in for you. There's different music that are pre-installed on here, things like that. There are apps as well. So let's say I want to access the music I pre-installed. So it's called Ben Sound Epic. So let's turn it down to like this is a quarter. You hear it. So the music's coming from back here. But overall, not bad. Easy to use. Nothing difficult. Pausing, making a pause, you skip to the next song, things like that. But overall, easy to use, and there's no issues with this. Great to use for kids, especially you have control. It has even Google Maps already pre-installed for you. Then you have sound recorders, things that kids would find fun or entertaining, or perhaps just educational overall. There's also the browser up top in case you need to browse through the internet. You pre-install. You can install your own browser. You have access to everything you need to the Android system. But overall, no, not too bad and easy to use. So once again, this is the Wimo, and this is by ProntoTec. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a comment below. If not, hey, thanks for watching.